I was one of those reviewers who really enjoyed Final Fantasy 15. It had some flaws and the story kind of fell apart near the end, but for the most part, I really enjoyed my time with it. There's been several re-releases and DLCs, VR fishing experiences, but now there's the Pocket Edition that was originally on mobile has come to console. But is this one closer to Pocket perfection, or is this Pocket full of holes? Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD is a standalone version of Final Fantasy 15 that came out originally on mobile devices back in February of 2018. The game's story is still very much intact, and you're getting it in a much more linear fashion, jumping from chapter to chapter as you move through the game, and because of this, it's much easier for gamers that maybe haven't played RPGs or don't like big epic experiences or like much more confined stories. You'll be able to get that and enjoy it very much here on the Pocket Edition of FF15, but unfortunately, because you're losing out on so much of the open world experience that FF15 brought to you, you're also going to end up losing a lot of what made me love the game. But they do a good job of condensing what they need to give you a more streamlined experience that you would expect on mobile, and while it doesn't play out quite as well here on console, they did a better job than maybe necessarily I was expecting. In the mobile release, with everything being just the touchscreen, it was much more limited, but here you have a bit more control over the game's combat and characters, though it's still a bit on the easy side, that is for sure. All the big moments, though, are very much here, including the epicness of some of the big bosses, including the likes of Leviathan. You also get great moments like just moving around the countryside in the regalia, seeing things fly overhead. It's one of those things I appreciated, I think, more being someone who played a lot of Final Fantasy 15, so seeing it here in the Pocket Edition ended up impressing me more than maybe somebody playing this game without any context, but still, there were a few moments where the game did look nice. It's basically if they took Final Fantasy 15 and tried to put it on the DS. It's very similar looking in a lot of ways to Final Fantasy 3 and 4's remakes. When it comes to gameplay, unlike the mobile release where it was all touchscreen and limited control, you are able to move Noctis around freely in the main areas of the game. When you're not dealing with a cutscene, you're able to explore around, interact with items, get some prompts from time to time for some quick time events, and then of course the battling system. Thankfully, battles are streamlined. You go right into them from the main map, so you don't have to go through a long loading screen unless a cutscene precedes them. And then when it comes to the battles itself, it's basically a simplified version of FF15's battle system. So you're going to be mashing the attack button quite a bit. You'll have to use some other moves and items from time to time, but most battles end up being really easy, especially just the regular ones. Really, it's only the boss encounters where you may have to try a bit harder. From the technical side of things, there was a little bit of slowdown and stuff like that, but nothing too major, no crashing. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD is available for $29.99 on PS4, Xbox One. It'll also be on PC and Nintendo Switch down the line. Overall, this is a shrunk-down version of FF15 that's missing a lot of what I really loved about Final Fantasy 15. If you're someone who really loved the story and would like to explore the story again in a shrunk-down version, or you like the idea of the chibi versions of these characters and experiencing a similar story, then I can recommend checking out the game. If you're looking for an action RPG that you want to dive into for about 10 to 15 hours, this may also end up wetting your whistle. Is it a game that you need to go out and buy right now? I definitely do not think so, and at the price of $29.99, it's a bit steep. You may want to wait for it to go down a little bit before you end up checking it out. With everything said though, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, I'm going to be giving a 7 out of 10. That's going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.